Hey Pisces, hey Pisces Kingdom, I'm tuning in for a reading today. Starting out with the general energy, we have the Queen of Wands in the upright. So this is a really good sign because this is a massive power card when it comes to your reading. And what it's telling me here is that you are reconnecting with your fire, you're reconnecting with your passion, but also there's a level of intensity to you. Really, like when it comes to the fire, there is this level of intensity that some people may be surprised when they come into contact with you, how driven, how intense you are when it comes to things that you really care about, things that truly light you up, and not things that you do just because you feel like you have to, you know. It feels like whenever it is that you care about something, whenever it is that you are focused on something, it's like you go all in. You're a Pisces. It's like go big or go home. And so there's something here that you're really driven by and very motivated to accomplish, and it's like you're really channeling in all the elements that serve you best. You being a Pisces, the Hangman being your first card is a Pisces card, by the way, card number 12. You are all 12 zodiac signs in one, so you can switch in and out of energies very, very fluidly. Like you tend to go into flow state, and that allows you to connect with different parts of you and different versions of yourself to get you to the finish line, to get you to the goal that you have in mind. And so the Queen of Wands being your general energy coming in, again, is connecting to your passion. It's connecting to your manifestation abilities. There's a level of intensity to you. There's a level of heat when it comes to this version of yourself that some people may not even know about you, because this side of you doesn't really come out in play unless you really want something, unless you really care about something. And so this version of yourself, this Queen of Wands, is something that you kind of keep close to your chest, and you're very reserved when it comes to other people. Like other people may not perceive you as a Queen of Wands all the time, but there's people that have known you for a much longer period of your life, and they've gotten to see different phases of you, different sides of you. And so what I'm getting here specifically is that this Five of Wands energy, whoever these people are, whether they're connected to your past, they're connected to some kind of drama or chaotic environment, or maybe even like a toxic environment, they are completely taken aback by the side of you. They did not expect you to have this much fire within you. And the thing is, I don't know if these are people that you just haven't let in on different sides of you. Maybe you kind of keep them at arm's length. I don't know who these people are to you, but the Five of Wands in the reverse is not necessarily a good sign. What it represents in the reverse is people who tend to be toxic, people who tend to be chaotic or bring drama, or tend to be very competitive, but in a negative kind of way. It's like they have not seen this side of you. They were really not expecting you to be this fiery and this intense and this passionate and this driven when it is that you really care about something. Like this side of you, not a lot of people have seen. I don't know how to explain it, but there's a very competitive nature to you, but it's kind of, I don't know how to explain it. It's like you're not really competing with anybody. You're really not. It's like you and yourself, and you kind of just go all into the things that you really care about and the things that you really want to accomplish. And people may see that as some kind of a threat or some kind of intimidation or some kind of like competitive nature. But the thing is, you're not even focused upon them. You see how she's kind of focused on the fire that she's manifesting? She's not really looking at anybody else. She's just kind of focused on doing her own thing. And some people may perceive this as a threat because they didn't know that you had this much fire in you. They didn't know that you were this intense, or there was this much drive and motivation within you. It's like they haven't seen that side of you. So it's kind of taking them back a little bit. Like, it's like you shock some people here. You kind of surprise them a little bit. And then Four of Pentacles in the reverse. You're trying to hold on to a version of you that they used to know. And it's like that's you also, but it's not. It's like there's so many sides of you, and it's like they're getting to see this new side of you that for some of them they feel a little bit threatened by, because the Hangman in the upright is how they perceive you. And so I don't know what this is, Pisces. I don't know what's got you, like what sparked you, what's really like driving you at this time, but it's something that you really care about. And again, it's like you're not really focused on the outside. You're not really focused on these people. You're just allowing this fire to really build you up. And you're focusing all your energy, all your attention, all your drive in that specific goal, in that specific manifestation. And that's exactly what's going to take you to the finish line, 10 of Cups being your final card. And so I'm seeing a very important process taking place here for you, Pisces. It's like you're switching in and out of energies. You're going from the Hangman to the Queen of Wands. It's like there's this very significant switch. It almost feels like it happens overnight, like really, really fast. And some people were not expecting you to have this much fire, to be this intense, to be this focused or this driven. But there's something here that I don't know if it sparked your interest. I don't know if it's just maybe a really big goal of yours. I don't know what this is, but it has all your senses and all your abilities channeling in towards this goal, towards this manifestation, and to materializing whatever that is, because you go from Queen of Wands to King of Pentacles. This is the first stage of manifestation. This is gathering the energy and starting the manifestation process. Okay, this is the focus, the intensity, and being able to manifest the things that you want. But then with the King of Pentacles, this is graduation. This is actually materializing. So Queen of Wands is manifesting. King of Pentacles is materializing that manifestation. And I seen 555 on the clock. So yeah, it's crazy, Pisces, because all I feel is like this very big shock moment to where, again, people that used to see you a specific way, like you're really shocking them because they didn't know that you had this side to you. And so I don't know what sparked you. I don't know what this is, but I want to find out a little bit more before I jump into the body of the reading. Holy Spirit, what do you want Pisces to know about this Queen of Wands? Is there anything else coming in? Can you please clarify? Because I honestly want to know a little bit more, because this energy, even when I touched the card, I felt like a whole wave of heat coming through my body. It feels really hot, Pisces. I don't know what's got you moving here, but it's something that you really care about, because I'm seeing a lot of your focus going towards this goal, towards this one thing. Okay, Holy Spirit, please clarify the Queen of Wands. What else do you want Pisces to know about this energy? Okay, 5 of Swords. Okay, that's a lot of cards. I'm not going to take these cards. I'm going to shuffle. I'm going to get 1 or 2 more cards to clarify this Queen of Wands, because I want to know a little bit more. Holy Spirit, please clarify the Queen of Wands for Pisces. Okay, Knight of Swords in the reverse. Okay, and then we have the 2 of Cups. All right, so what I'm getting here, Pisces, is you had enough, okay? You had enough of something that was kind of pulling on your energy or holding you back. Could have even been your own thoughts. Could have even been your own shadow, your own psyche. Because 5 of Swords talks about kind of like spinning your wheels a little bit. Kind of going in circles and being held back by maybe like the negative voices, maybe by your own shadow. It's kind of like some kind of a breaking point. Like you reached a breaking point, you had enough of something, and it could have been you or it could have been other people, okay? Because this 5 of Swords talks about, yeah, overthinking something, kind of holding yourself back, like wanting to go full force and then kind of analyzing things and trying to really figure it all out and get all the answers before you take a step forward, before you take some action. And it can turn into ruminating. It can turn into kind of spinning your wheels or being held back by your own self-perceived limitations. Because then we have the Knight of Swords in the reverse, which is taking action. But in the reverse, it talks about some kind of hesitation, some kind of blockage, or unfocused energy. So what I'm getting here is that some of you reached a breaking point. Some of you reached some kind of moment in your life where it's like you had enough of, whether it was your own negative self-talk, whether it was your own self-perceived limitations or other people's projections upon you, like you had enough of that. And the fire is kind of like that action. The way that you defeated the negative thoughts, the way that you defeated whatever self-perceived limitations you were having in the mind space, whether it was the thoughts, the negative voices, memories of past failures, whatever it was, it's like you took some massive action. You took some massive action, and that fire kind of burned through any obstacles that were in your way. Because 2 of Cups is you coming into union with that goal, with that version of yourself that you want to become, and not allowing any of these, it feels very mental, to be honest. I don't know if it has to do with these people here, but it feels like it's something that was happening in your mind space, okay? It's like you could have been doing an amazing job, but it's like having like that self-doubt, that negative voices, kind of remembering old mistakes, old failures. Like that's what it feels like. It feels like you want to take action, and before you take action, it's like there's some kind of self-doubt, some kind of, you know, kind of like it feels like a negative voice. That's what it feels like. Kind of like replaying your own mistakes, failures, things like that. It feels like it carried forth momentum on the more negative side, and it was kind of keeping you in place. It wasn't letting you take the action that you wanted to take, and it was in a sense holding you back from what you really wanted. And something changed, something shifted within you. And Queen of Wands, you took some kind of massive action, or some fire started to really burn through any of these self-perceived limitations or restrictions, to where you took your power back. Because you're going from 5 of Swords, Knight of Swords in the reverse, to Queen of Wands in the upright. You took your power back, Pisces. And that's coming off as a threat to other people around you. Even though you may not know this, you may not know that taking your own power back has had an effect outside of you. 5 of Wands in the reverse to 3 of Swords, some people are viewing this as a threat. Maybe they expected you to stay in this energy. Maybe they expected you to kind of hold back, or to restrict yourself from what you really wanted to do. It feels like they were kind of counting on that for them to win. But it's like it went in a whole other direction. For you, it was like the breaking point. It's like you had enough of that. You had enough of that, and you took your power back. Queen of Wands in the upright to 2 of Cups. There's something coming into union for you. There's something finally connecting, something finally clicking, something finally making sense for you. To where if you had 2 opposed divided energies, okay, it's like you wanted this, but you were kind of going in this direction to play it safe. It kind of feels like a push and pull. It kind of feels like divided energy. Something has finally aligned for you to come into union. The 2 of Cups is what it represents. Tell me more about the 2 of Cups, Holy Spirit. What do you want Pisces to know? What is this 2 of Cups for Pisces specifically? Okay, we have the Wheel of Fortune, the King of Swords in the reverse, and the Knight of Pentacles in the upright. We have almost all the Swords energies coming in. 3 of Swords to 5 of Swords, Knight of Swords in the reverse, and King of Swords in the reverse. So I feel like Pisces right now, there's a lot of shadow when it comes to the mind space. So don't allow your mind, don't allow your thoughts or your thinking to lead the way, because it kind of feels like that's what's getting in the way right now. Because a lot of the power cards that are swords, okay, when it comes to the mind space, are in the reverse. So what it's telling me is to not trust your thoughts, to not trust your thinking at this time, because it may be more anchored into the fear. It may be more anchored into negativity or into the shadows themselves. Yeah, Pisces, whatever has been slowing down the progress, okay, in your life has been your thoughts, has been your mind. Because the Knight of Pentacles talks about a very long road, and it tends to be very, very slow. It's like slow and steady wins the race, but the thing is, you have everything you need to go full speed right now. It's like there's an element of self-doubt or self-restriction here, okay, when it comes to the mind space, and that's what's holding you back. But that it's not real, it's not true. The Wheel of Fortune in the upright. Something's about to change overnight for you. Something's about to speed up for you in your advantage. Something's going in your advantage, but you can't let the thoughts get in the way. You can't let your mind get in the way, because it feels like it's rooted in shadows. And that may create a little bit more delays or a little bit more restriction or obstacles. You're just kind of slowing down the energy, because Queen of Wands is all action. It's all fire and passion, meaning you have everything you need right here, right now, to make the big moves and to make the big shifts in your life. But the mind space is kind of getting in the way. Pisces, and the thing is, you may have not even focused on what's going on outside of you, but other people perceive you as a threat. They perceive you as a threat, Pisces. And for some of you, what I'm getting with this Knight of Swords and the King of Swords in the reverse is like you're doubting yourself. You're doubting your abilities a little bit. I don't know why it's happening that way, but it's rooted in shadow. It's like you're overthinking your every move. Yeah, you're overthinking your every move, and you may not even know, but other people perceive you as a threat. Like they know that you have what it takes, but you may be a little bit too self-critical, Pisces. You may be judging yourself a little bit too harshly, when in reality, you are a Queen of Wands and King of Pentacles. Like, you have these very two strong sides of you. One where you're able to materialize, and the other one where you're able to manifest. And you're very strong in both of these energies, but you may be a little bit too hard on yourself, Pisces. That's what I'm getting. The Wheel of Fortune, that has to change for you to have this big breakthrough. I keep hearing something's going to change overnight for you, Pisces. Something's going to click, something's going to shift overnight for you. Something that has been taking a really long time and has been delayed and very slow moving. It didn't necessarily have to be that way, but maybe you thought that it did. Maybe you slowed it down subconsciously because you didn't want to make any mistakes. Yeah, because it's rooted in shadow. Your own mind was kind of trying to keep you in place and trying to hold you back. And if you think about it, our ego, our psyche is meant to keep us safe, right? But at the same time, for you, it was holding you back. Four of Pentacles in the reverse. It was holding you back in a place that you were already used to and familiar with, because you didn't want to go too fast to the point where you got ahead of yourself, right? And the thing is, it's in the reverse, saying that it's rooted in fear or it's rooted in shadow. Because Queen of Wands to King of Pentacles, you have everything you need right now to make these big moves and to create this really big breakthrough. And again, I just keep hearing something's about to change overnight for you, because this whole time you had everything you needed and you already are that person. But there's something here with your mind kind of getting in the way and just overthinking things, really. Holy Spirit, what do you want Pisces to know about the Wheel of Fortune? What is this change of fortune? What is this change of luck for Pisces? Tell us a little bit more. Okay, we have the Page of Pentacles. I was not expecting that. I don't even know how that connects. Page of Pentacles to Page of Swords. The Emperor in the reverse. The Ten of Swords in the upright. And the Four of Wands in the upright. I'm going to move this just a little bit. Pisces, what I'm getting here with the Wheel of Fortune to the Page of Pentacles, I wasn't expecting that card to clarify it, but I keep hearing it's go time. You've done the manifesting, you've done the visualizing, and the Page of Pentacles is actually materializing, bringing your dreams into reality. It's like Page of Swords, you learned what you had to learn. You already did the work, you did your due diligence, is what I'm getting here with the Page of Swords. If you continue to kind of stay in this state of mind, like thinking you need to learn more, or you need to gain more skills, or practice a little bit more, or you need to take in more information so that you can fully feel like you're ready, the thing is, you're ready now, okay? You may not feel like you're fully ready, but you're ready now to take the next step, to take the next move. And this next move is going from the manifestation to the materialization. Something here, okay, is ready to kind of be birthed, in the sense that energetically, you did all the work, okay? You visualize, you materialize, you learn the things that you have to learn, and now it's go time, now it's action time to actually bring it into reality, to bring it into the 3D, because you did the 5-dimensional work, and now it's ready to be birthed. And if you keep yourself in this cycle of, you need to learn more, you need to make sure everything's good to go, you don't want to make any mistakes, that will keep you in this path a little bit longer. And the thing is, you can't learn how to drive in a parked car. There's a next step that you're ready for. It is like you're so much within yourself right now that you may be spinning your wheels a little bit. But the thing is, you don't even realize how other people perceive you. They perceive you as a threat because you have everything you need to succeed at this time. The Emperor in the reverse. Okay, it feels like there's a little bit of a lack of, you may be feeling like there's a lack of control or a lack of power, because you may find yourself in a new phase or in a new cycle. But that's not necessarily the truth. It's not necessarily accurate. Pisces, you know what I'm getting? Like, overall, it's kind of hard, because I feel like all these energies are kind of playing into what's going on inside of you. All I'm getting here is that you're being too hard on yourself. You're being too harsh on yourself, too overly critical, And that's holding you back, and it's holding back your progress, because what I'm getting here, okay, is that you have everything you need at this time to manifest and to materialize whatever it is that you've been working towards. And it's like the drive is there, the motivation is there, the action is there, but then all these swords coming in, it's like there's this sense of needing to learn everything you need to know, kind of like being too self-conscious, too self-aware, self-doubts, you know, your own perceived limitations, because it feels like you're stepping into a new field, into a new space where you may feel like you're brand new, okay, but other people perceive you as a threat because you are good to go. And you may be so within yourself right now that you may not feel like you're fully put together, like you're fully ready. But the Emperor in the reverse talks about needing to gain that control, that power over your life again, and positioning yourself that way. Not feeling like things are out of your control just because you're stepping into a new space. What I'm getting here is that you're going to conquer very easily. And you're going to regret how long it took you to take those steps. Not like you're going to regret it, but it's like you're going to finally find out that you were ready all along. Okay? If someone asked you, like, what would you do different? Okay? Looking back, it's like you would have just started sooner. You would have just taken the action sooner instead of kind of delay the process until everything is perfect. Okay, another message coming in here with the Ten of Swords is, I think this is the reason why the energy is coming this way. Some of you may have faced an ending that was a little bit too like sudden, or a little bit too painful, or there was some kind of betrayal, or it was very like abrupt, and that started to affect your sense of confidence or your sense of self. Because the Ten of Swords marks a clear ending to the old chapter, and that might have made you a little bit more like self-critical, self-conscious. It might have really hit your confidence a little bit, or maybe even like your ego, because there's a healthy side to the ego. It's like there might have been a little bit of a loss of sense of self with the Ten of Swords, because it talks about a death, it talks about an ending. And that might be why you're kind of delaying this process. But Four of Wands being your final card coming in, you're going to be celebrating very soon, Pisces, and soon all of this is going to be behind you. It's not really going to affect you. And I keep hearing, like, if someone were to ask you what you would have done different, okay, about this journey, it feels like you made it, okay, with this Four of Wands, like you made it, and you're finally at this milestone, you're celebrating, and people are asking you questions. They want to know how you got to where you are now. And that thing keeps coming up, like you would have just started sooner. You would have just done the things that you did that guided you to the wins and the victories in your life. You would have just done that sooner instead of hesitate and ruminate and overanalyze and try and figure everything out and learn everything. Okay, it's like you're gonna learn on your way there. You can't learn how to park. You can't learn how to drive in a parked car. And there's a sense of really like being a little bit too hard on yourself, Pisces, because of whatever this was. This might have affected your confidence. This might have affected your self-esteem. Whatever this Ten of Swords was. Okay, Ten of Swords talked about betrayal, endings, painful endings. You know, it's a 10. It's a completion of something that used to be. Could have been in regards to business, in regards to work, relationships, a phase in your life. When that came to an end, it kind of made you feel like you didn't have a sense of power or control over your own life. And that might have affected you and how you move now. Because Queen of Wands to King of Pentacles, you're in your power. But Five of Swords to King of Swords in the reverse and Knight of Swords, you're not acting like it. You don't feel like it, even though you are. Holy Spirit, any advice for Pisces when it comes to the Emperor in the reverse? Any advice for Pisces when it comes to the Emperor in the reverse, Holy Spirit? Okay. We have the Lovers, the Two of Pentacles in the reverse, and the Fool. Exactly, okay? So Pisces, this is gonna be very beneficial to you, but there's a need to overcome this phase of your life where you feel like you don't have control or power over your own life. What I'm getting here is a little bit, I don't know if you can hear this, the siren. Okay, what I'm getting here, Pisces, is a little bit of surrender. Like you felt like your life was not in your control, like you felt like your life was not in your power, okay? Because you felt like whatever this Ten of Swords was, it kind of came out of the blue. It felt like you didn't decide, and it felt like it was happening to you in a sense, not like a victim, but it felt like something from the outside kind of really took control. and you felt like you lost that sense of power or control over yourself or over your own life because this happened, the Ten of Swords. And now you're needing to have faith in yourself. You're needing to believe in yourself again. Some of you may be struggling a little bit, okay, with self-belief and faith because of what this Ten of Swords was in your life. I don't know what it was specifically. Yeah, it might have really affected you because what I'm seeing here is a lot of like preparation, a lot of hesitation. But in reality, all it takes is making the decision. All it takes is making the decision, making the choice and running with it. Instead of second guessing yourself with the Five of Swords. Page of Pentacles in the reverse. Again, it feels like a back and forth, back and forth. Should I go this way? Should I go that way? It's kind of like you make a decision and then you overanalyze it or kind of overthink it a little bit. And it's just like it's creating this divided energy. It's like this back and forth energy. When in reality, the Fool, all you need to have is self-belief and faith in yourself. Pisces, I don't know what this Ten of Swords was, but it really affected you. It's like your sense of self, your sense of self-belief and faith in yourself has been shaken a little bit by whatever the Ten of Swords was. And maybe it's caused you to be a little bit undecisive, when in reality, you're very decisive because you tend to see the bigger picture, the Hangman. You tend to see the bigger picture, and because you know the bigger picture, you know what steps to take. You know what goals you have, how to take action, how to move in life to get to the things that you want to have. It's very easy for you. It's not rocket science. But whatever the Ten of Swords was, it kind of shook you a little bit to the point where, you know, there's a little bit of indecision because you want to make sure that you make the right decision. And that has kept your energy divided in this Two of Pentacles, in this juggling kind of energy, this back and forth. Deciding and then analyzing, or, you know, yeah. There's a need to gain self-belief and faith in yourself again, Pisces, because your life is yours. You have the power and you have the control, but you may not feel like it right now. I'm gonna clarify the Ten of Swords. This is a general reading, but I want to know a little bit more about the Ten of Swords to understand why it's affecting you this way. If this is your reading, Pisces, you're gonna know who you are, because I feel like it's coming in a little bit specific now when it comes to whatever happened here that's making you kind of be a little bit harsh on yourself or overly critical or over analyzing. There's a little bit of a loss of sense of, you know, hope or faith, or self-belief in yourself because of the Ten of Swords. So I'm gonna clarify and I'm gonna see what comes in, and then we'll move on to the rest of the cards, because I feel like this is gonna be important to understand what happened to why you are here right now. Because there's a really important moment where Queen of Wands to King of Pentacles, you're ready. You're ready for the next step, and the Ten of Cups is your outcome. Okay, this is your last card coming in. So this is a really good sign for you, but something's kind of like, there's a little bit of friction or a little bit of delays, or maybe even you perceive it as an obstacle when it's actually not really there. It's in the mind space. So I'm gonna pull a few clarifiers. I usually don't, because these are general readings and it gets a little bit more specific when I do. But I wanna know more about the Ten of Swords so that we can understand this reading a little bit better. Holy Spirit, please clarify this Ten of Swords for Pisces. What was this Ten of Swords for Pisces? Tell us more. Okay, Eight of Swords, Six of Pentacles. Okay, one more card. Or two. Seven of Cups, and then the Seven of Wands in the reverse. Pisces, some of you felt betrayed by some kind of connection or partnership in your past that was supposed to be an equal give and take, okay? It was supposed to be some kind of reciprocity, some kind of equal give and take with you and another person, and you felt like they betrayed your trust. And it was a very painful thing because you thought that they were gonna be there. You thought that they were gonna reciprocate what you could do for them. and you thought that at some point you guys did have a dynamic where you guys did have an equal give and take. But and then we have the Eight of Swords. This doesn't make sense. Eight of Swords to Six of Pentacles. So there was some kind of reciprocity. There was some kind of equal give and take, but you felt like they betrayed your trust. But then Eight of Swords, this is kind of how you perceived it. This is kind of your own thoughts, your own how you see the situation, but this comes from your own mind. This doesn't come from the outside. This doesn't make sense. Seven of Cups to the Seven of Wands in the reverse. Okay, some of you even felt like whatever this relationship, whatever this dynamic was, it's like you felt like you could back them up, like you would be there, okay? Like you were that ride or die, but you didn't feel like they would do that for you. Seven of Cups, Seven of Wands in the reverse to Seven of Cups in the upright. It's like you didn't feel like they had your back, and you also might have felt like attacked by them, by this person. Honestly, what I'm getting here, Pisces, is that whatever the situation was, whatever the dynamic was, at some point it was reciprocal. At some point it was beneficial. But there was some kind of disconnect here where you felt like, again, they didn't live up to it, or they broke your trust, they betrayed your trust in some kind of way. And you kind of felt like you placed yourself in a situation to get hurt. Like you gave someone access to you, to your inner circle, to your life, to your world. And you felt like you kind of shot yourself in the foot in some sense. Like you trusted, and that was a mistake. You feel like trusting was the mistake that you made because it placed you in this position of the Eight of Swords. It kind of started to like bring up all the times where your trust was betrayed. It's like it took you to a dark place mentally. It's like the shadows started to come up because of what the situation triggered in your life, because you've been through this before. So you felt like your mistake was to trust somebody else. But the thing is, like, you never know what's gonna happen. It's a risk you take. But it's like, yeah, it placed you in a space, like mentally, emotionally, where you didn't feel like your best self. And it started to affect your confidence and your sense of self, and your own self-image. Yeah, Ten of Swords. Again, this is betrayal. You felt like this person or this situation betrayed you. Even though it started out as something good, something positive, this is how it ended. I feel like some of you are still carrying a little bit of this energy, whether it's subconscious. I don't know if you have already gone through the healing process, but it feels like it's still influencing your reading because it's coming up in the cards. And it feels like it's not the situation that's affecting you so much, but it's like yourself. It's like, how do you know you can trust yourself again to trust somebody else? How do you know that you can trust yourself to make good decisions again? The thing is, it's not your fault what this person did or how it ended. That's not your fault. It's not on you, but it's affected your own self-worth or your own belief in yourself to make good decisions, because the Lovers is talking about the decisions that you have to make to get to where you want to be. But then juggling that, not knowing which way to go, making a decision and then hesitating or doubting it or second guessing yourself, because the Fool talks about taking a leap of faith on yourself, believing and trusting and having that self-belief to a leap. And whatever the situation was, it affected that. So, okay, I'm going to say this, Pisces. You are perceived as someone who's very, very confident with the Queen of Wands in the upright. Someone who is fearless, someone who is confident, someone who knows what they want and that will do whatever it takes to get there. Of course, you know, in the best way possible, because you're showing up in the upright. You're not showing up in the reverse, because the reverse would showcase the shadows. So it looks good, it looks healthy. So this is how you're perceived. You're perceived as someone who has it all together, someone who knows exactly what they want and why they want it. But you don't feel that way inside. This is what's going on in your mind space. So whatever this is, Pisces, is something that has to be addressed internally, okay? Because it's creating more obstacles and more delays than it really has to. Because these people, whoever they are, they already perceive you as a threat. Okay, it's not like you're competing with them, like you're doing your own thing, but they know that once you get fully aligned, okay, and you kind of take care of whatever's been happening internally, there's no stopping you. There really isn't. Okay, Three of Swords. Okay, so I'm starting to understand. Like, I feel like everything, whatever. Okay, so whatever this Ten of Swords is connected to this Three of Swords. So everything's kind of connecting a little bit. This has to do with a past situation, Pisces. This Three of Swords is not something that's happening in the moment. It's not something that just happened. It feels like it already happened and it's still affecting you. You know what it feels like, Pisces? It feels like you took a chance on something or someone and it ended up in a Ten of Swords, and now you're doubting your ability to make decisions. You're doubting your ability to know who's right for you, who's not. And the thing is, you can't control what a person's gonna do. It's like you could have seen all the right signs, you could have seen all the green lights, you know, you could have really done your due diligence to try and make the right decision, okay? And with the Six of Pentacles coming in, this talks about it starting off right. So it's like, how could you know that it was going to end this way? But the thing is, it feels like this self-doubt has been internalized because you're doubting your ability to make decisions based on the kinds of people that come into your life. And the thing is, it's not your fault, Pisces. You can't hold yourself accountable for that. You can hold yourself accountable for how you're going to react to it and how you're going to move forward. But you can't let this kind of like drag out because it feels like it's pulling on your energy. Yeah, Pisces, I don't know why it's coming in that way with the Fool. It's like you've lost a little bit of faith and self-belief in yourself. And you need to regain that because it's gonna take you moving forward to get to where you want to be. And the Ten of Cups is a guarantee that you're gonna get there, paired with the Four of Wands. There's a big celebration, a big milestone that you're about to achieve, but there's a lot of like, you're making it harder than it has to be by overthinking the situation. You can't be accountable for their actions, Pisces. I don't know who needs to hear that, but I feel like somebody does. You can't be accountable for their actions or for how it ended. I don't want to spend too much time on this card because it feels like past energy, but it feels like it's still kind of affecting how you're moving in life. Seven of Wands in the reverse. You know what I'm getting with the Seven of Wands in the reverse? Whoever this person was or whoever these people were, it's like you trusted them enough to bring them into your inner circle, to kind of give them access to you. And it's like that admiration became resent. It's like they were lovers until they were haters. It's like there was some kind of a flip. There was some kind of a switch up, because with the Six of Pentacles, what it's saying is that it started out right. Everything was good in the beginning, but it kind of started to change. It started to change. It's like the things that they used to like about you, the things that they used to admire about you, is what they started to envy or get jealous over. Because the Seven of Wands is the card of haters. It's kind of like showing your inner magic, showing who you really are, and then feeling attacked for that. Feeling like they don't really have your back, like they don't really support you. Feeling like you have to kind of like cover yourself, like even from the people that you trusted, even from the people that you let into your life. It's like now you have to defend yourself against them. Yeah, it is the haters card. Pisces, some people or someone that was really close to you that you trusted became a hater. That's what I'm getting specifically. It's like you couldn't have had any control over that. Something switched inside of them. This might be even the same energy that's connected to this Five of Wands. They perceived you as a threat. Okay, you know also what I'm getting here, Pisces, is that in the beginning, everything might have started off good. Everything might have been good because you are not fully showing yourself, like, fully, right? It's like you kind of temper yourself. It's like you show one layer of yourself, you see how people react, and then it's like you start to kind of peel like an onion, right? And showing more sides of you. And it's like in the beginning, they didn't feel like threatened by you. And it's like there was this equal give and take. There was this reciprocity. But as they started to see more and more of you, and they started to see your beauty, your inner light, your talents, your abilities, it's like the more that they kind of leaned in, the more that you showed them about yourself. And all of a sudden, there was some kind of envy or jealousy, or they perceived you as some kind of a threat. And those people that were around you, they became haters because the Seven of Wands is in the reverse. It's kind of like, you know, having a group of friends, but it's like you know, you go out somewhere and it's like you really dress up and you usually don't dress up, and you kind of start to, you know, unintentionally steal the attention, right? It's kind of like that. It's like they didn't know you that way, or they didn't view you that way, and because in the beginning you weren't necessarily considered a threat, it's like everything seemed to be good. But the more that you started to shine your light, the more that you started to allow yourself to be yourself, they started to feel threatened by your beauty, by your abilities, by your aptitude, because you're showing up as a queen and a king, okay? Both your feminine and your masculine in a high position because you've done the inner work. But it's like you tend to be very humble to where you don't really show yourself like that. You don't really show off like that. And it's like you start to peel like an onion and showing people layers. And that's why you don't know where you went wrong. Because in the beginning, everything was good until it wasn't. But that's not on you, Pisces, that's on them. 7 of Wands in the reverse. That's the haters card. Okay, I'm gonna briefly go over that card because I feel like that's a really big key point, okay, in what's happening here. Because it feels like you water yourself down because of people who have felt kind of like, I don't know, like intimidated, or like it's rubbed them the wrong way. Again, it's like you have this group of friends and you guys all hang out, okay, and that one time you decide to dress up, like out of nowhere. You just decide to dress up, you decide to kind of put a little bit more work, you know, into, I don't know, maybe you wear perfume, or you do your makeup, or you, I don't know, get a new outfit or whatever. And it's kind of like, yeah, they get to see you for who you really are. And it's like you start to unintentionally, you know, get more attention or get more favor. And maybe they didn't know you like that, right? And it's like all of a sudden they start to feel a little bit intimidated by your light. And it's like that's all it takes for it to change up the energy. Yeah, 7 of Wands in the reverse. Defending yourself, being attacked, being misunderstood, and a need to erect energetic boundaries, a lack of preparation, giving up. Haters, they'll emerge only after you've made it onto your perch, whipping their wands and asking you to defend your accomplishments. Sometimes competition emerges as a result of shining brightly in the world. If you're feeling attacked after sharing your magic, it is important to remember that others likely want what you have. Okay, exactly. That's the energy that I've been getting. Pisces, they felt threatened by you. Okay, it's kind of like, I don't know, it's like they just see more of you. It's kind of like you were kind of testing the waters. It's kind of like dipping your foot in the water, seeing how cold it is. And yeah, it's like you don't really, it's not like you hide yourself from people, but it's like you only allow people that are going to be in your inner circle to really see who you are. Like you're not the type to kind of just open up to everybody. Like that's not who you are. Like you really value your privacy. And you might have thought that these people or that this person was a real one, and you start to kind of slowly peel the onion, kind of slowly start to let them see who you really are, until they kind of felt threatened by that. And it's like they either did something that broke your heart or created some kind of disappointment. But 10 of Swords, this ended badly, whatever it was. And now, even though this is in the past, it's affecting how you make your decisions now. It's affecting how you show up in the world. Should you let people see who you really are, or should you protect yourself, right? And the thing is, they want what you have. They want who you are. So instead of hiding away, Pisces, it's like really bank on that. Really take advantage of that side of you, and don't hide because people are going to be, I don't know, like intimidated or threatened. Like you have your own goals, you have your own life, and you can't play it small for them. And with the 5 of Wands, whoever these people are, or this person, is like there's a lot of chaos in their energy. There's a lot of like toxic competition, okay? It's kind of like, you know, being in a friend group, and you know that some people are like underhandedly like trying to compete. It's like it's an energy that you feel. It's not something that's kind of like out in the open. It's something that you pick up on intuitively until you start to see the actions. But it's something that you know intuitively first. Because yeah, this talks about drama, chaos, toxic competition, 7 of Wands in the reverse, being attacked, the haters card. Yeah, it's like this snowballed into something else, Pisces, that now it's like you're a little bit hesitant on whether or not you should be yourself, or if you should kind of be protective over your own energy. But that is delaying your progress in other areas of your life. So yeah, it says, if you're feeling attacked after shining your magic, it is important to remember that others likely want what you have. So stand up bravely and continue to do your beautiful thing, okay? Continue to do your beautiful thing. Don't hide away, Pisces. Mindfully call feelings of love and well-being into your body and create a protective bubble of energy around you. Remain synchronized and aligned with your bright vision and reject any low vibe negative states that others may be pushing on you. You don't have to accept their opinion as truth, especially when they are vying for your position. Check to make sure that you're acting in a way that is aligned with your highest values. And when you know that you are, don't let anyone stop you from achieving your dreams. Okay, so yeah, this feels like some very underhanded energy, Pisces. You can't let this affect you. You can't let this pull you down, because you have bigger fish to fry. And it doesn't even feel like it's recent, Pisces. This is something that happened in your past. So it shouldn't be affecting you, Pisces. It shouldn't be the reason why you hold back. I'm gonna get one card for this Five of Wands in the reverse. I'm gonna see what else comes out, and then we're gonna just focus on what's coming in, because I feel like it makes sense. It's just not in your best interest to kind of hold on to that, whatever happened in the situation. Holy Spirit, the Five of Wands in the reverse. What do you want Pisces to know about this energy? Two of Wands. Tell me more. Why the Two of Wands, Eight of Cups? Whoever these energies were, Pisces, you already walked away. You already walked away. It wasn't an easy thing for you to do. This might have been even like a very familiar environment, or people that you kind of held close to you, because the Two of Wands talks about a comfort zone. It was hard to walk away, but you did what you had to do. Eight of Cups. It no longer has a hold on you. It's no longer in your energy, like it's not active. It may just be a memory. That's why there's a lot of like ruminating. There's a lot of energy that's coming from the shadow when it comes to the mind space. But Eight of Cups, you already did what you had to do. You've already disconnected emotionally. You already walked away. The world is filled with opportunities for adventure, and I welcome them into my life with planned action. The only way to take strides towards your goal is to make your move. Learn that thing, call that contact, make that decision. Non-action won't get you there, and will likely have you feeling the angst of dreaming the dream instead of walking the talk. Use the fire energy of the wands to initiate your shift. Planning your future, making progress, activation, possibilities, the choice between comfort zones and new adventures. Okay, what I'm getting here, Pisces, is that it's time to make the next move in your life. But, you know, whoever these people were, whatever the situation was, whatever the dynamic was, it was part of your environment. It was part of your comfort zone. It was something that was familiar to you, or that was really close to you in some kind of a way. And it wasn't easy, but Eight of Cups is confirming that you did walk away. You did the right thing. But it's not just about walking away. It's walking into who you want to be, into this next chapter for yourself. Some things might have changed about your vision, about your goals since that moment of your life. And there's a need to kind of take inventory and reconnect with the goals, okay, and the things that have kind of shifted. It's like what you initially set out for might have shifted slightly or, you know, significantly. And there's a need to reconnect with that version of yourself, because your decisions and your vision might have been influenced by these energies as well. And now that you've kind of walked away and you're walking into new land, you're walking into the horizon, it's like there's a need to kind of reconnect with the goals, with the vision, or even come up with new goals or a new vision. Because the Four of Pentacles, you're still a little bit of holding back. You're still kind of like apprehensive and kind of holding back to an old version of yourself that might be connected with these energies. Holy Spirit, why is the Four of Pentacles in the reverse for Pisces? Why? That was fast. So we have the Sun and the Page of Wands. Pisces, this next step in your life is really going to take you to where you want to be. It's really going to change things like overnight. Okay, because what I'm feeling here with the Four of Pentacles, you've been holding on to things that have already expired, things that no longer align with your vision and who you are, that might have been connected to this past version of yourself or to these past energies. And now that you've walked away, again, it's like, look at the progression of the cards, right? It's like 8 of Cups to the Sun. Okay, this is really, really interesting. See how she's kind of walking away from this gloomy environment? How she's kind of let the past kind of like go. So she's like doing this burning bowl ceremony, releasing the past, the things that no longer align with her, and she's walking from this gloomy energy into the Sun. You see the Sun in the horizon, and then finally she arrives. So it's like you're walking into the best chapter of your life, Pisces, but there's like this apprehension, there's a little bit of holding back, and I don't know why that is, but if you needed some extra confirmation or validation, you are on the right path. You are about to arrive to the things that you set out for, but there was something that was holding you back here. And now there's this hesitation of letting go, but as you let go, you succeed. You rise, you level up to this next level of your life. The Sun is literally the happiest card in the entire tarot deck. Some of you have maybe been even like keeping yourself from being happy, or may have been keeping yourself in a place that is a little bit gloomy and maybe kind of living on past memories when you have so much to look forward to. Your future is bright, it really is. And the only reason that you're able to walk into this new future is because you walked away from the things that no longer serve you. Page of Wands, there's a need to take action, Pisces. There's something here that you've been kind of hesitating on, that there's a need to kind of leap up and grab it, to make it a reality, to make it true for yourself. Page of Wands. Cups, emotionally fulfilled. It's like you've been doing the manifesting work, and now it's time to materialize with the King of Pentacles. So it's like you go manifestation, materialization, the Sun, your happiest chapter, your happiest phase of your life, to 10 of Cups, emotional fulfillment. So don't allow anything from the past to hold you back, Pisces. You're ready for this next chapter. You're ready to step into the 10 of Cups. This is all I have for your reading, Pisces. Blessings. Take care.